Hello everybody, I am MrGamingGuitarist, and I just finished watching the Arrow Season 5 premiere, and this episode was called Legacy. And of course, there's full spoilers if you haven't watched this episode. So please go watch it if you don't want to get spoiled, and I guess if you don't care about spoilers, then go ahead and keep watching. So I thought that this now, of course, if you have been watching my previous reviews of the various episodes of Arrow season 4, you can tell that the show I have slowly grown to dislike the show more and more and more the longer it goes on. And this didn't really do much to fix that. I mean, it's good. It's just, I'm left, now it's like whenever I guess you could put it this way. Whenever I look at a new episode of Arrow coming into it, but that Break the Rules trailer that came out, that trailer was fucking awesome. But so far, what this season premiered, it did little to evoke those feelings I got watching that trailer, if that makes any sense to you. So we'll go through the episode, and I'll go through the parts that I liked and parts that I didn't like. So I thought this episode was decent. I didn't think it was amazing, just decent. So it opens up with Oliver being late for a meeting at a police gala, and it's funny how he mentions like, "Oh well, we're here to talk about police corruption," and he's at a police meeting. And I'm glad Thea was there to mention that because, yeah, that's kind of fucked up. But later on, we see Anarchy make a quick minute for a cameo, so he beats him up. But we slowly start to see the point where he's considering killing again, because he starts brutalizing the people he fights in this. And I love that, because that's the thing that made Arrow so different, is that he did kill people. And while the Green Arrow in the comics didn't really do that, or maybe he did, but we know that he's famous for not killing people. So to see him go back to that, and the way he did it by just putting that arrow through Anarchy's hand like that, and just knocking him out. But I did think it was cool the way he shot that arrow, and he was decoding, or it turned into like some sort of hacking drone for Felicity to hack through. And speaking of Felicity, so I have been a huge critic of Felicity in the past, where I thought I made fun of her in seasons 3 and 4 for saying, "Oh, Felicity is the new Laurel," because all the complaints I had about Laurel, all those qualities or not great qualities, started to trickle her way into Felicity, and that's become her like dominating factor. And so far, it's okay. She's tolerable again, but for some reason, when Felicity shows up on Flash, probably because the Flash has much better writers, she's like the bright, happy Felicity that we all got to know and love from the first 2 seasons. So far, she seems to be okay. She's kind of back to her quippy self, the way that we all want her to be. So that's okay. So she wants to start up a new team, but then, of course, Oliver is just, once again, he's Mr. Grumpy Grumps, and he just says, "No, I don't want to do it. No, that's not the way we're doing it. No, that's just the way Oliver is." And, sometimes I'm starting to feel like that he's just repeating his old self all over again, but yeah. But then we get the introduction of our new villain, Tobias Church, who, when they first started up introducing him in like the press release, they say, "We wanted to get a villain that's similar to someone you would see on The Wire." And that's quite a high bar. Now, I've never watched The Wire, but I would imagine, and here's the thing, he didn't really impress me all that much. Sure, he's intimidating, but he doesn't like put me on the edge of my seat. He doesn't scare me all that much. He seems like a mobster or a villain, a gangster. Sort of, if we're going to make comparisons, because I'm just fresh off the heels of watching it, he reminds me of a less impressive Cottonmouth, if that makes any sense. And, like he gets out the brass knuckles and he just beats this one detective to death, and that's the way we get introduced to him. And so far, I think he's okay. He doesn't really He doesn't really upset me at all, but we'll see. And for once, I'm just glad that we're gone, or so far it seems like we're finally away from all this fucking mystical bullshit that's been plaguing Arrow's identity throughout season 4, so I'm glad at least that's gone. So we get reintroduced to Quentin Lance, and he pretty much seemed almost a bit like the way Joe is in Flashpoint, where he's just drinking and he's just sleeping in all the time, and he seems very reluctant to do anything. So Oliver needs to like prep him back up to helping Team Arrow once again. And Paul Blackthorne, he's a great actor. He's one of the best in the show, so he always does a good job with his performance. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of arc he goes through. Now, next up we see the Black Canary Memorial happen. And I don't know, but I think it's kind of insulting that you're doing this big memorial, whereas throughout all of season 4, you didn't really get that much of a character arc with Laurel. Because if you notice, you didn't really see her too much. Like, she wasn't really given her own storyline throughout season 4, so it's like they're treating it like it's a big deal that Laurel's gone, and yet the show, or at least to me, it felt like the show didn't give her enough respect to like let her do anything. And so when they actually do kill her, they treat her as if, what a great storyline she's had, when I don't think she's had that great of a story arc at all. Like, she wasn't really given a whole lot to do in season 4, and I still think it's a mistake, and I still think it's a big insult to just kill her like that. But I don't know why, but was I the only one that laughed really hard when they showed the Black Canary statue? That face on whatever statue they used, I don't know why, but that just doesn't look anything like Laurel. Or maybe it does if you like throw a bunch of melted Velveeta cheese on her head, and maybe then she would look like the statue. But I know budget things, but I just thought it was funny. It just looks comical. At least to me. Some people might think it looks good, but I thought that statue looked fucking shitty as all hell. It's almost as if the writers are treating the statue with the same amount of respect that they've been treating Laurel's storyline. Man, I'm just throwing out the sick burns everywhere. So we get to see Church's men capture Oliver, and Thea says she doesn't want to be Speedy anymore, but I think this was one of the better scenes in the episode, where Quentin says, I've realized I can't put my life on pause anymore. So I thought that scene was good, and Thea was talking about how for the first time in my life I'm starting to feel like my normal self again. But I thought that was a great scene between Thea and Quentin. So, next up, flashbacks. Well, they they don't really have much of a bar anymore after season 4's flashbacks just took a shit, and then that shit took a shit, and then that shit took another shit, as far as me not caring about the flashbacks at all. So here, it's decent, because I was always wondering about how they're setting up the Russian mob, but I don't know exactly how this Russian mob thing is tying in to Oliver, or to Oliver's storyline for this season, or at least when it comes to him killing again. And we get to see Anatoly back, because he was a good character. I liked seeing him. So it's good that they're bringing him back, and we're getting to see how him and Oliver meet. So we get to see Oliver kill someone for the first time in quite some time in the present day, where after the cops kill him, when he says, if you like say my name, speak to me again, I'm gonna kill you, and you see him just like break his fucking neck, and you see Thea, like, rightly so, looking freaked out about it. So next up, Oliver says that he doesn't want to make a new team, and the thing is, I like the argument that Thea had with Oliver saying this is not what Laurel would have wanted, but then Oliver said if I killed Damien Dark earlier, Laurel would still be alive. So, anyways, next step. Um, so Oliver, once again, like him and Felicity have another talk where he says no, where he says, this is pretty much my Oliver Queen impression for this episode. No, I'm not going to do that. No, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm not going to put any other people at risk. I can do this all by my goddamn self. No, I'm not doing anything. No, that's pretty much him throughout this episode. So next, okay, here we go. Okay, this is the biggest fuck shit of the whole episode. So, remember when Laurel was dying and she was dead and lots of people were pissed off, even though people were mad, even though people didn't like, lots of people I see throughout all the internet message boards, they did not like Laurel at all, and yet for some reason they were still pissed. And here's the thing, I was not the biggest Laurel fan to begin with, but even I think they disrespected her character and the way her death was handled. Like, I've already talked about this earlier on in this video, but the thing is, and I wrote this down, like, just listen to this fucking brilliance, okay? Just listen to this, alright? Laurel's promise to Oliver when she says, promise me something, Oliver, and then Oliver says anything on her deathbed in the hospital, but then it cuts away and we never see it. So we had to wait 5 months, 5 fucking, or maybe it's 6 months, I don't know. We had to wait like an entire break between seasons just to hear this brilliance. Don't let me, she says, quote, don't let me be the last canary so that there will always be a part of me with you. Having to wait that long just to hear that is fucking bullshit, because they were building up like all this suspense, like all this drama. Ooh, what's Laurel's final last words that she promised to Oliver? Why do we have to wait 6 months just to say, hey, make a new canary? That's it? You fucking kidding me? That's it? No, that's, nah. I don't buy it. That's fucking horse shit. No, that's, That's not good. That was bad. Speaking of bad, you can tell that this girl that they had, I believe her name was Evelyn, she was like impersonating the Black Canary, but you could see in the trailers, oh man, I'm getting mad, like, I can feel like, you know, that feeling you get where it feels like it's raining on your hands when you start to get numb from your blood pressure increasing? That's what I feel like right fucking now, because I can still tell. I'm still pissed off at what Arrow has turned into, and I guess I was trying to, like, give them the benefit of the doubt, but fuck that noise. I'm gonna go full in on this bitch. So they're gonna take Evelyn, this girl that's trying to say, hey, I'm the Black Canary, but then all of a sudden you're doing that by, and yet, so you're still going to continue to have a canary, even though you had one right there with fucking Dinah Laurel Lance, but you said, nope, we're going to introduce this new person who has nothing to do with the Black Canary, but we're just going to call her the new Canary, even though, I mean, I might be wrong about this in the future, if they develop her character good enough, but on right now, from first impressions, from what we've seen from her in the trailers, at first she says, you know what, I'm the new Black Canary, but no, now they're going to make her be Artemis. And here's the thing, Artemis, like, the only thing I know about Artemis is what I watched in Young Justice, and what this Evelyn is made, they're trying to make her be yet another character that's a disrespect to the viewers, or for the fans, because it's like, this is not who Artemis is. So you're taking a character that disrespected the fans once again before by making her be the new Black Canary. Oh, I'm gonna wear all black. I'm gonna wear the black lipstick. I'm gonna get the fucking canary cry. That's gonna make me the Black Canary, right? Fuck that shit. And now she's going to say, oh, I'm Artemis now. Wait, no. Fuck that. I don't want that. And I know, like, in Young Justice, in the comics, I believe Artemis is, like, I think she might be Oliver's niece or something, because in Young Justice, like, Artemis's niece was, or spoilers for Young Justice, skip ahead, like, 20 seconds, Artemis's niece was, Artemis's parents were Sportsmaster and the Huntress. I thought that was really interesting. the way they did that, making Huntress much older. But yeah, this is just. Ugh, I do not. I'm not happy with the way that they are still. And we thought that they were going to do justice to Laurel's death. The showrunners, the writers. Hey, and it's not like I have something personal against the people, because they're people. They're just regular people. But I'm just not. You can tell I'm just very upset with the way this show's turning out, and what they're setting up so far leaves little confidence to what they're doing. I don't know why I keep watching the show. Maybe it's because I'm a glutton for punishment, or because I've invested this much time into Arrow that I don't want to just quit now. I've quit cold turkey on Gotham. I just don't care anymore. But with Arrow, it's because it's connected to the universe, I feel an obligation to watch it. But, man, it's a chore every week, and I walk away unsatisfied, feeling unsatisfied, or I expect to be unsatisfied now with the show. Anyway, that's yet another Arrow rant. I've made Arrow rants in the past, but those were all things that Mr. Gaming Guitarist needed to get off his chest before he has a fucking heart attack. Anyways, so, what happened? Quentin, he gives Oliver a folder of his team. He said, hey, I trust these cops. Let them help you. Okay. So then, but then I thought one thing that was really stupid was while Church and Oliver were fighting, this one cop walks into the lasers. What the fuck? You have vision. You have don't tell me that your fucking helmet, and your goddamn visor, even if he had visors, I don't know if he had visors, but don't tell me that his visor was so dark he couldn't see that bright red fucking laser that he just fucking walked into and let explode. He could have killed the goddamn hostages. That was stupid. And next up, so Oliver, now I will admit, the fight between Oliver and Church, that was pretty good. I thought the choreography in that was pretty nice. So then when they went to the helicopter, and Oliver, once again, he has his Spider-Man arrows where he goes up in there and he fights him in the helicopter. Church kicks him off. And of course, how convenient, he has a goddamn parachute arrow. Whee! And so next up, we get a big old speech where Oliver says, hey, our fucking Laurel face melted copper Black Canary statue thing where we were going to do that after it got attacked. I trust these 4 cops. They're going to report directly to me now. Okay. And so then we get another scene, and I think we get this cameo appearance from the Huntress's dad, I believe, because, he called him Mr. Bertinelli. I think that's him. I think that's Frank. I think his name's Frank Bertinelli. He's dead, so it looks like Church. I see a lot of similarities to Luke Cage, where I don't want to spoil Luke Cage, but, a scene where he kills mob bosses. So we get to see Diggle's appearance in the episode where him and Oliver are Skyping each other, where he said, is this a good idea to start a new team? And then Diggle says, yeah. So, it's not like the performances in here are bad, but I just feel like the writing is... there's lots of good things about this episode, with a lot of the things that we now know as stupid modern Arrow bullshit plaguing the way from truly great writing, or things that from the writing that's being hindered, but only because their performances are good. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm still angry, and my blood pressure and my skin is still shaking that I can't speak correctly anymore. But anyways, okay, so here we go. So, that's kind of weird, because we see Felicity go into the apartment. That's the same apartment her and Oliver lived in. So I guess they're not living together anymore. And we see Felicity as a new boyfriend. Good. I'm glad her and Oliver aren't together anymore. Keep it that way. That way that this fucking Felicity bullshit is done, and it won't plague Oliver's fucking... and it won't poison Oliver's story arc anymore. I'm at least glad they're getting rid of that bullshit. I hope to God that shit gets laid to rest. It better. And then we get to see a new villain who it looks like he looks like this villain uses a plank and a bow and arrow. Kind of reminds me of Malcolm Merlin when we only knew him as the Black Arrow. But his mask kind of looks like a tiny-ish bit like it has like the mouth holes that Zoom's mask had, but it also looks like the Scarecrow. But except instead of a nappy sack, it's all black. So I don't know who this guy is, but at least this guy seems far more menacing than Church does, and I hope that he's well developed. But anyways, so yeah, these are my thoughts on Arrow Season 5, Episode 1. Overall, I thought that this episode was good, but the fact that they kept addressing this Arrow thing, and the fact that we're going to get the fact that we're going to get Evelyn full on as a character, I just hope that, like, my concerns, my anger towards how the way she is, and it's just a constant reminder of how shitty they handled Laurel's death. I just hope that they improve it, but then again, I keep saying that I've always been saying in the past, I hope they improve Arrow, and yet I keep coming away more disappointed. We'll just have to see how this season turns out. But so far, it's left me at a plateau. Like, I don't feel happier, but I don't. But I mean, and maybe I feel just a tiny. Okay, I do feel angrier because of the way they handled Laurel's death, and they keep reminding us about it. From that one flashback. So anyways, that's what I thought of the episode. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you for Monday, where we review something that I can guarantee will make me a hell of a lot happier than I am right now. Supergirl. I love Supergirl. She's always bright and fun and happy and always makes me smile. And the fact that Superman's gonna be there, that's gonna make that bucket of happiness just so much better. Anyways, bye. Oh shit! I almost forgot. What do I score this episode? I give this a 7 out of 10. Okay. See you later on another video. Next time I see you. Bye.